It was like a 40-inch fish and it jumped about 3 feet in the air, scared me half to death because it's the middle of the night. So we're gonna talk a little bit about fishing at night on sand beaches. I love this picture because it kind of shows a few things that make me really like fishing on sand beaches. And one of those is, if you notice the moon phase right here, we're in the middle of the moon phase, which oftentimes for striped bass fishing, especially in the summer, which is when this was, it can be the doldrums. And because we have such huge tides here on the North Shore, we have a ton of really strong current on some of our beaches. And when you're fishing, we have some of our beaches are sand flats, but on sand flats, there's oftentimes a lot of current. And what happens is you can walk hundreds of yards out and it's gonna be still like knee deep all the way out there. And I remember on this night in particular, I was walking out. So on this night in particular, I was wading out and I'm walking along, and there's a specific place that I like to fish on this beach where there's a sandbar and there's a cut in the sandbar and the water funnels through there and there's a rip current that comes right out through there. And the striped bass were staged up facing that rip for the most part, but they'll also go up onto the flatten feed. And as I was walking out there, and Steve will bring up a really good point here, I spooked a bass and it jumped. It was like a 40-inch fish and it jumped about 3 feet in the air, scared me half to death because it's the middle of the night. As soon as that eel hit the water, it got eaten by a really big bass. And I quickly got the line onto the line roller and my drag was screaming. And I landed that fish and it was a really nice 45-incher in that range. And I caught a bunch of nice fish that night the same way.